Good evening and thanks for joining us on Star City News. I'm Dwayne Taylor.
And I'm Bailey Hurley. Lincoln police arrested 3 men who tried to meet and have sex with an underage girl this weekend. Nathan Meister, Brad Gladwell, and Cobb Way were arrested after responding to an online ad posted by an undercover officer posing as a 15-year-old girl. The men sent text messages and set up a meeting in a parking lot near 25th and O. After arriving, the men were instructed to turn off their headlights, serving as an affidavit for the arrest. The men are jailed on suspicion of enticement by an electronic device. And a judge sentenced 2 Lincoln men to prison yesterday for a robbery in Colorado over a year ago. David Tatum and Spencer Soroki were arrested July of 2015 after state troopers found more than 10 pounds of marijuana plants, 6 guns, masks, gloves, rope, and $5,000 during a traffic stop. Tatum received 20 years on 2 counts of aggravated robbery, and Soroki got 27 years for kidnapping, aggravated robbery, and 2 counts of burglary.
Police are investigating reports of a man flashing a gun near Lincoln High School yesterday morning. 2 students told school officials they were approached by 3 men while walking to class, and one of the men showed the students a gun in his waistband. The students say the men also asked a question, but police have not confirmed what the question was or if it was threatening. LPD does not have a suspect and are still investigating. An arrest has also been made in connection to the stabbing of 3 Peru State College athletes. Police arrested Jefflin Neverson and charged him with first-degree assault and use of a weapon to commit a felony. The stabbings occurred in an off-campus house after a group of basketball players started a fight. 2 of the victims were flown to Bryan West Medical Center, and the 3rd was treated and released. Neverson is being held in Nemaha County Jail, and college administrators say there's now full-time security and any retaliation threats will be looked into. Douglas County authorities are investigating after a man was shot in the stomach yesterday morning in the Bennington area. The Omaha Police Department confirmed the victim is 31-year-old Omaha police officer Ben Widener. They say the owner of the property and Widener had an agreement where he could dump yard waste on the property. Widener showed up yesterday morning and apparently took the owner by surprise. Police say his gun went off as an undetermined accident. Widener was taken to the hospital in serious condition.
And gas stations have been robbed, people have been threatened in parking garages, and citizens have been shot and killed. Crime is on the rise here in Lincoln, and Star City's Kennedy Stillwater has more.
Lincoln has seen a decrease in crime, but an increase in violent incidences in 2016, and the year isn't even over.
At the Lincoln Police Department, we want to be able to prevent incidents like this from happening.
Chief Bleimmeister is speaking of the 9 homicides, 147 rape and attempted rape, 119 counts of robbery, 403 aggravated assault, and 149 non-residential burglaries.
We continue to recognize that there has been an increase in high-profile incidents this year.
Homicide is up 900%, robbery is down 26.5%, aggravated assault is down 13.7%, and non-residential burglaries are down 5.7%. But remember, there are still 3.5 months left of 2016.
We are making strategic, intentional decisions in order to try to prevent that criminal activity from occurring.
Lincoln Police Department is actively analyzing crime trends.
Lincoln police officers are working hard to build relationships with the community of Lincoln and are hoping to lower the rate of violent incidences. Back to you, Bailey and Dwayne.
Thanks, Kennedy. Yesterday, a judge sentenced a serial rapist to 2 consecutive terms of 45 years to 50 years each. Christopher Ennis pleaded no contest to 2 charges as part of a plea deal to spare his victims from testifying at trial. He initially faced 8 charges that included 6 counts of first-degree sexual assault, 1 count of attempted first-degree sexual assault, and 1 count of strangulation. Ennis reached the deal by pleading no contest to 2 of the sexual assault charges, and in exchange, all other charges were dropped. Ennis will have to serve 45 years before he is eligible for parole. And coming up next on Star City News, we have an update on the East Coast bombings.
And your property taxes could be going up. We'll tell you more after the break.
To the Adele Coriel Hall Learning Commons. This new addition will soon become the scholastic hub of City Campus. Enjoy the vibrant learning environment designed to accommodate and promote academics. The Commons also has a number of private study rooms to gather and collaborate with classmates and friends. Come visit the Adele Coriel Hall Learning Commons at Love Library today.
The College of Journalism and Mass Communications is the perfect place for higher learning. Students have the chance to study journalism, broadcast journalism, and add PR. Our distinguished students have the best possible resources with equipment, professors, and internships. Coming soon is the first of its kind, interactive digital media hub. The future is bright at the CoJMC. Why not make yours too? Enroll today. Visit journalism.unl.edu.
In 2012, the national percentage of adults reporting that they drank too much alcohol before driving was 1.9%. In that same year, Nebraska adults reported 3.4%, nearly twice as much as the national average. People know they shouldn't drive, yet they still do. People go out and plan on coming back home. But as we all know, everything doesn't always go as planned. Inform those around you about the risks of drunk driving.
What would we do if we won the Powerball jackpot?
That's daunting to think about.
The music may change, but we'll still be there. Music, sports, and more. 90.3 KRNU.
The Lincoln City Council continues to struggle finalizing the city's budget.
Live in the newsroom with more on the story, here's Star City's Michael Dixon.
Thanks to Wayne, the biennial budget has been one of much difficulty for the Lincoln City Council, and ultimately it'll take the courts to decide everything.
By nature, by training, and by profession, I believe in the art of negotiation and compromise, and I was hopeful that we could find that middle ground wherever it might be.
That middle ground was striking an agreement on lowering city property taxes without impacting Mayor Chris Beitler's proposed budget. Instead, however, the Republican majority in the Lincoln City Council approved Monday a property tax decrease that won't provide enough money to fulfill the biennial budget. As a result, the two sides must settle in court.
I would say this is fairly unusual. You've always got these pressure points as far as leverage, whether it's the mayor's leverage or the city council's leverage, or maybe a minority in the city council, how much leverage do they have. And what usually happens is people recognize the leverage they have and they use it to get to move closer to their goals.
Both the mayor and the Democratic minority claim that the council must approve a rate sufficient with the proposed budget. On the flip side, the Republicans say the mayor cannot veto the budget and the tax rate passed on Monday is legal.
Now, while taxpayers may benefit from a lowered property tax rate, keep in mind that also means nearly $2 million in budget cuts for this biennial budget. Reporting live from the Star and City Newsroom, I'm Michael Dixon.
Thanks, Michael. UNL's freshman class has snagged the title of both largest and most diverse in university history. University officials confirmed there are 5,821 students in the 2020 graduating class. The increase aligns with former Chancellor Harvey Perlman's initiative to have 30,000 students on campus by 2020.
And video footage released yesterday showed Tulsa police shooting an unarmed man to death on Friday night after he approached his SUV with his arms raised. Authorities responded to a report of an abandoned vehicle around 7:30. Police helicopter and dash cam video shows an officer following 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher from behind with a gun drawn. 3 more officers then come to the scene as Crutcher lowers his hands and approaches his vehicle. He suddenly drops to the street, and moments later, blood is seen saturating his white t-shirt. Crutcher had no weapon on him or in his vehicle. Tulsa Police Chief says the footage is disturbing, and he asked the Justice Department to review the case. And police say the notebook found on the New York and New Jersey bombing suspect Ahmed Rahami talked about terrorists and praised Anwar al-Awlaki, who is a spokesman for al-Qaeda. The capture of Rahami alive gives police a rare opportunity to find his motivations and affiliations if they can get him to talk. Police launched a manhunt for Rahami after identifying him through a fingerprint. And after a shootout with police in Linden, New Jersey, he was taken into custody. Authorities believe they have their main guy, but the investigation continues to determine if Rahami had help. His wife and mother left the U.S. just days before the attacks, and police are working with Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates and questioning her about whether she might have known about the terror attacks or not. So far, she's been cooperative. And the man who stabbed 9 people at a Minnesota mall on Saturday before being shot dead by an off-duty police officer was a soldier of the Islamic State. An ISIS-linked news agency posted this statement online on Sunday. The FBI is calling the attack a potential act of terrorism. And a Minnesota restaurant owner is upset over the stabbing rampage. Dan Rudinger is expressing his anger with a sign posted at his restaurant yesterday saying, "Muslims, get out."
It's time that people started standing up, not worrying about the PC crowd, and do what is right. And I feel what we're doing is right. We are not targeting the Muslims in general, just the extremists. And that's all I can say. It's my right, and I'm going to stand up, and I wish more people would do it.
I get it. It's his right to say what he wants to say, but that's giving Lonsdale a bad rap to everyone that drives by on 19, which is a very busy road, so people are going to see that, and they're going to think Lonsdale as a whole, as a community, is as crass as that sign.
French authorities made 8 arrests yesterday in connection with the truck attack in Nice that left 86 people dead. Police say the suspects had links to Mohamed Belal, who plowed a 19-ton truck into a crowd gathered for a fireworks display. At least 5 people already face preliminary terrorism charges in the attack and are accused of helping Belal attain a pistol and providing other support. Following the bombings in New York and New Jersey over the weekend, Donald Trump praised Israel's use of profiling and said the U.S. needed to do it as well.
Let me state very, very clearly, immigration security is national security.
Israel has done an unbelievable job, and they'll profile. They profile. They see somebody that's suspicious, they will profile. They will take that person and they'll check out, do we have a choice? Look what's going on. Do we really have a choice?
Hillary Clinton is only visiting 2 battleground states this week so she can prepare for her first face-to-face confrontation with Donald Trump. The terrorism investigation in New York and New Jersey is added to the urgency of her first meeting with Trump, which will touch on a list of economic and security issues. Clinton is also preparing for Trump to confront her on many uncomfortable subjects, ranging from her email scandal to Bill Clinton's infidelity to her health. The debate is set for next Monday night at Hofstra University.
And President Barack Obama gave his final speech to the UN General Assembly this morning, making a passionate appeal for greater integration between nations. The annual meeting brings together 135 heads of state and government to address an array of global crises. Obama called for a new approach to global politics in the face of the worst refugee crisis since the Second World War.
We must reject any forms of fundamentalism or racism or a belief in ethnic superiority that makes our traditional identities irreconcilable with modernity.
And coming up next on Star City News, as we start to lose the heat of summer, we might be into my favorite sweater weather.
Cody's got your look at the forecast for the next week coming up when we come back.
Look for a way to give back to the community. The Nebraska's Humane Society Pelock Pet Adoption Center is located off of 70th Street and Highway 2. The Capitol Humane Society is always looking for cat, dog, and critter lovers to help comfort and play with the animals as they find their forever homes. Stop in or go to www.capitolhumanesociety.org to learn how you can give back to the community today.
Good evening, Lincoln. With your Star City weather forecast, I'm Cody Carlin. Boy, was it a hot day today, and not only hot, it was humid as well, and it still is. Currently in the capital city, we're sitting at 95 degrees under mostly sunny skies, and our almanac today tells the whole story. We were record-breaking high today. 95 degrees for the high temperature. We're well above that 77-degree average, and we finally tied that 1940 record of 95 degrees. And it's been hot across the entire state of Nebraska as well. From 95 in Lincoln to 95 in McCook, the actual cool spot on the map is Valentine. They're at 88 degrees, but they're still way above average for this time of year. Taking a look now for this evening, it's going to be a very warm and muggy night tonight. 70 degrees. Turn up the AC rather. Keep the windows closed. You're definitely going to need it for tonight. And then you're going to probably need it for tomorrow as well. It's going to be a very warm day again tomorrow, 89 degrees. Going to be breezy as well, gusting to 25 miles an hour. That south wind really bringing in that heat and humidity. We do have a chance for some showers and storms later in the evening. It doesn't look like it's going to be a washout by any means, so don't be canceling any plans that you may have for tomorrow night. As for our 7-day, it's going to be warm and humid for many days of our 7-day forecast. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be hot and it's going to be humid. And it's not only going to be just hot and humid, we have a chance for some unsettled weather as well. Thursday, another chance for showers and storms before we drought on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, your weekend, looking a little bit wet. And then for the beginning of your work week next week, looking a lot more seasonal, 74 degrees for a high on Monday and Tuesday under mostly sunny skies. So guys, we have this stretch of warm and humid weather, and then we start to get into more fall-like weather, which fall starts on Thursday, remember. Back to you guys at the desk. Thanks, Cody. Coming up next on Star City News, Brett recaps an exciting Monday night of football.
And a brawl broke out at a baseball game yesterday. He'll have all that and more right after the break.
Did you like mine?
One wrong choice can make you feel like the walls are closing in. Sometimes, you don't know where to turn. Student Legal Services is here for you when those situations strike. SLS attorneys offer free legal advice and representation to registered UNL students. Don't let one wrong decision ruin your future plans. Contact Student Legal Services at 402-472-3350 or visit our office at the UNL Student Union.
Look for a way to give back to the community. The Nebraska's Humane Society Pelock Pet Adoption Center is located off of 70th Street and Highway 2. The Capital Humane Society is always looking for cat, dog, and critter lovers to help comfort and play with the animals as they find their forever homes. Stop in or go to www.capitalhumanesociety.org to learn how you can give back to the community today.
Week 2 in the NFL came to a close with a Monday night clash between the Bears and the Eagles. We get things rolling in the second. Philly up 3. Jay Cutler is going to drop back. Watch him avoid the rush before he launches one downfield to Alshon Jeffrey. The 6'3 wideout goes up and comes down at the 5. That would set up this Jeremy Langford score from the 1-yard line to give the Bears a 7-3 lead, but the Eagles would battle back. Cody Parkey hits his third field goal of the half. 9-7 Eagles at recess. It was all Eagles in the second half. Ryan Matthews looked like he's stacked up at the line, cuts back outside, dives across the goal line to make it 16-7. Then later it's Matthews again, this time sprinting to the corner to make it 29-7. Eagles win 29-14. Not a lot of football last night, but things got chippy on the baseball diamond. It was an NL West battle between the Giants and Dodgers. Both teams sending aces to the mound. Starting in the 5th, Clayton Kershaw and Madison Bumgarner are both throwing gems. Kershaw gets Bumgarner with a nasty curveball there. Then to end the inning, he's painting it on the outside, 1-0 Giants after 5. In the 7th, things get interesting. Yasiel Puig with a bouncer back to Bumgarner. They start jawing at each other. There's some pushing, there's some shoving. The benches would clear, but nothing comes of it. Oh, by the way, after that, there's still a baseball game to play. Justin Turner with a single the other way to tie it at 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Then Adrian Gonzalez is going to rip one to deep right field. Hunter Pence is tracking. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. No, he doesn't. Ball drops. It's a walk-off. Dodgers win 2-1. In Husker news, punter Caleb Lightburn was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week for his performance Saturday. He punted 5 times, averaging 47 yards with a career long of 58 in the 4th quarter. Dwayne, Bailey, back to you.
And coming up next on Star City News, Hollywood's favorite couple is calling it quits.
And a famous country singer is hitting campus for a free concert next month. Carly will tell you who in entertainment after the break.
Welcome to the Adele Coryell Hall Learning Commons. This new addition will soon become the scholastic hub of City Campus. Enjoy the vibrant learning environment designed to accommodate and promote academics. The Commons also has a number of private study rooms to gather and collaborate with classmates and friends. Come visit the Adele Coryell Hall Learning Commons at Love Library today.
I'm Carly Jensen with a look at your latest news and entertainment. Unfortunately, we start today on a really sad note with heartbreaking news that Angelina Jolie has filed for divorce from Brad Pitt. Jolie is citing irreconcilable differences for her reason behind the sudden split. Sources close to the couple say the sole reason was Brad's parenting methods with their 6 children. The couple met and started their romance back in 2004 on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They have 3 biological children together and adopted 3 throughout their relationship. The actors got married after a decade of life together in 2014. It was a small ceremony including all their children. But now, one of the most famous couples will be going their separate ways. Brad released a statement requesting privacy at this time, especially for their children. Angelina has not commented yet on the split. And in more heartbreaking news, Jim Carrey is being accused of assisting in his late girlfriend's death. The actor began dating Catriona White back in 2012. White then married Burton in 2013, but continued to date Carrey on and off until her death. After battling depression for years, White overdosed in September 2015. Coroners concluded her death was a suicide. Now, almost a year after since White's suicide, Burton is accusing Carey of providing White with the prescription drugs that killed her. In a formal statement, Carey stated he would be taking the issue to court rather than settling it privately. During the time of White's death, Carey was being prescribed Ambien and oxycodone under the alias Arthur King. Carey's attorney says these prescriptions were illegally obtained and doctors and insurers were aware of him using an alias. In another statement, Carey said, "I will not tolerate this heartless attempt to exploit me or the woman I loved." Moving forward, Carey says he will fight these allegations, but wishes everyone could just let her rest in peace. Another Hollywood breakup that may be a tragedy for some, Justin Bieber and Sophia Richie have called it quits. The young couple sparked rumors of romance back in early August. Shortly after, Bieber even deleted his Instagram account in an attempt to defend her honor. The 22-year-old Canadian pop star and the 18-year-old spent time together in Japan and then recently celebrated her birthday together in Mexico. However, E! News quotes sources saying the duo has never a real couple and that they ended because they got hot and heavy too fast. And finally, some good news. Brad Paisley fans get excited because the country singer and Grammy winner will be here in Lincoln. The concert will be free on October 13th. Back to you, Dwayne and Bailey.
And coming up next on Star City News, a goldfish got some questionable taken care of.
Just a little bit. And his owner did something you wouldn't even expect to make sure he was okay. That's coming up after the break.
What would we do if we won the Powerball jackpot?
That's daunting to think about.
The music may change, but we'll still be there. Music, sports, and more. 90.3 KRNU.
The College of Journalism and Mass Communications is the perfect place for higher learning. Students have the chance to study journalism, broadcast journalism, and add PR. Our distinguished students have the best possible resources with equipment, professors, and internships. Coming soon is the first of its kind, interactive digital media hub. The future is bright at the CoJMC. Why not make yours too? Enroll today. Visit journalism.unl.edu.
A Facebook video capturing a Starbucks employee giving NYPD officers free Starbucks has gone viral. The officers were standing guard at Chelsea Station, the site at which several homemade bombs were deployed over the weekend. The video has since racked up over 12 million views. "I wish I could have given a little more," the Starbucks manager can be heard saying, but that act of kindness was more than enough to keep the hearts of those officers warm on such a gloomy day. Presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton stopped by The Tonight Show for some fun with Jimmy Fallon. Rumors of the Hillary Clinton's health had Fallon taking a bit more of a precaution when Clinton stopped by. Let's take a look. Dwayne, Bailey, back to you.
And one goldfish defied all the odds. A nearly $400 surgery to remove a pebble from the fish's stomach, and it survived to the owner's delight.
The vet says they would not have been able to remove the pebble, and the fish would have likely starved to death if the owner hadn't brought him in. I don't think I would have done that for my goldfish. I'm just being honest, but glad that he did.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm Bailey Hurley.
And I'm Dwayne Taylor. Catch us this Thursday.